People are excited about what AI will do for them. We're excited about what AI will do for business. Introducing Watson X, a platform designed to multiply output by training AI with your data. When you Watson X your business, you can build AI to help coders code faster, customer service respond quicker, and employees handle repetitive tasks in less time. Let's create AI that transforms business with Watson X. IBM, let's create.
Welcome to Reed Arena, one of the most creative, unique, and passionate places in all of college sports. Tonight, it is women's volleyball, the SEC opener for Texas A&M and Mississippi State. And welcome inside, everybody. Sam Gore along with Shelby Coppage. Shelby, both of these teams survived the non-conference part of their schedule very well. But now as they go into conference play, what do you think about each of these teams?
Mississippi State and Texas A&M are very similar. Both run 6-2. Both have really aggressive blockers at the front. For Texas A&M, new head coach Jamie Morrison is aggressive. He wants to kill right away. No roll shots or tips, really aggressive style.
Jamie Morrison has inherited this program. Why don't we just let him tell you his philosophy?
I think off the court, it's building a place where you're allowed to be yourself. I think that requires us of each other to be accepting of what each other are. So that's both personality, that's race, that's religion, that's anything. We're going to be a team. And I don't think that's, necessarily just being around each other. That's being the difficult things that go into relationships that we get into, that we dive into quite a bit. And then on the court, we're going to define what working hard is. So you're going to see our team get after balls. You're going to see them chase each other down. You're going to see them cover each other. You're going to see them do some small things that hopefully some other teams aren't doing. We're going to play with a level of aggressiveness. And I think that comes from just me being overseas in an international volleyball where people are looking at how often you kill the ball more than they're looking at your efficiency. And we're going to balance those two things. But I think you're going to see a little bit more of an aggressive style of volleyball.
Coach Morrison unique in that he has been involved in every level of the sport, from club all the way up to the Olympic level. He was part of 3 medal-winning coaching staffs, men and women, might I add. And tonight he will be going up against Julie Darty-Dennis, who was the 2021 SEC Coach of the Year. She is the architect of putting Mississippi State volleyball on the national map. And Shelby, who are we looking at individually?
Matchup of the middles, Bulldogs middle blocker Zoe Gonzalez was the SEC Defensive Player of the Week, had a season high of 10 blocks versus Lipscomb last week. And she's playing against middle blocker Athena Kasapala, #1 in the nation in blocks per set, entering with 62 for her team. Great battle at the middle front today.
We are ready to begin this 3 out of 5 set match here in College Station. It is Mississippi State in the black, Texas A&M in the home white. Little tip finally goes down. That was Mimi Shackelford scoring the first point of the match for the Bulldogs.
Shackelford going with a tip, something you won't see often from the Aggies tonight, that difference in style of offense.
And you will hear the cheer crew behind us. The entire match makes this environment so fun. Little missed time there by Lednicki off of the pass from Buzletepe. Lednicki, good to see her back last year. She was leading the SEC in kills when she went down with a season-ending injury. And she's been lighting it up, thriving under the Jamie Morrison system. Buzletepe with the set, and the first swing of the match by Moneke is dug up. Buzletepe again going right back to her. Nice up by Myrick. And the off-speed goes into the back row. Moneke again. Long rally. Dug up by Underwood, who's in the libero jersey, and that goes out. So the point for Mississippi State. Good start for the Bulldogs here on the Aggies' home court. So Alexa Fortin-Gody, who played at Georgia until graduating last year, transferred into the program, and an ace. Fortin-Gody ripping her 6th ace. She played in every set last season for Georgia, graduated in December with a degree in sports management. Good serve, Underwood with the receive. Buzletepe, that's what they're looking for. The kill out of the middle right away by Morgan Perkins.
Perfect in-system play for the Aggies, starting with that 3-option pass, allowing their setter to run that fast offense through Perkins, exactly what Morrison wants.
Ava Underwood serving, starting tonight. They've been experimenting with that libero position, and that serve is what got Mississippi State out of system right away, and Underwood will go back for one more. She is a sophomore from here in Texas. Last season was 3rd in the conference among freshmen, among digs and digs per set. Had a good freshman season. Right side attack is thunderously put down by Shackelford.
Shackelford's that hitter that's not scared to go for the blocker's hands right of your screen. Watch where she's aiming. She's not even trying to go cross. She sees that hole in the block and goes for that split.
Sophie Agee serving. Myrick with the receive. And that is hammered by Lednicki. That is something A&M hopes to see a lot of in this match.
It's hard to believe Lednicki is only a sophomore. She's hitting like a senior. She has gotten so strong this offseason, and she has great vision, seeing that open part of the court.
Ital Lapuyo, 6'6", opposite from Omaha, in on the front row and into serve now. This is Margot Manning, a freshman who is actually the best server on the team in terms of numbers of aces. But you'll see a lot of that, won't you, Shelby? We'll see a lot of errors, and we'll probably see a lot of aces.
I was going to say that because Jamie Morrison said, I want the ace. That means high risk, high reward sometimes, so you'll see some missed serves along with aces.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch both of these teams play. A&M is getting votes for the top 25 this week. There's another left side attack. That's where A&M is finding success. That was Diana Moneke, freshman from Cypress, Texas. She was a high school first-team All-American. Came in early last January. Had to, even with her academic load. She's a biomedical science major. Nice block. Kasapala got most of that, the SEC Defensive Player of the Week last week.
A nice block by Kasapala, but Bulldogs, you gotta cover. Plenty of opportunity to get that ball up. Players staring at each other. I don't think that same mistake will happen again.
Kasapala actually leads the nation in blocks per set. Another good serve. And again, a foundational principle of this Texas A&M philosophy, serving touch, tough. Moneke with her 7th ace. As Jamie Morrison encouraging them to be aggressive all times. Was it touched? Gonzalez had the swing. Yes, got the touch. And so the point is Mississippi State's.
Mississippi State really needed that point to get out of that rotation. So far for the match, it's about who can be the cleanest right now, who can be the most in system.
Yeah, that was a big side out. Emily Arthur, one of the 2 setters for Mississippi State, started her career at Penn State. It's her 2nd season with the Bulldogs. How about that cut shot by Lapuyo from the right side?
Lapuyo doing nice things for her team this season, mainly in how high she reaches. Look at this length left of your screen. Where she meets the ball is incredible. It gives her such an advantage against the blockers in front of her.
She is 6'6". A lot of size in the SEC this season. And another point for Texas A&M.
And if I'm Kasapala, I'm going right again to that same Mississippi State back row player trying to get the ace again.
Kasapala, another one of those elite serving middles. And a big swing by Carly Schmidt to side out for Mississippi State. She started her career at Kansas. And Julie Darty-Dennis telling us that she just gives them a whole new dimension, has a very live arm, gives them a terminal attack that they just were in need of. Neal with a serve. Set by Manning. Lapuyo tools the block. Point Aggies. And more substitutions coming back in. Lednicki will return along with the setter, Huzlatepe. This A&M team, top 25 in the nation in 4 different categories. Their stats are stellar heading into SEC play. This is when it counts, though. Here's Letepe with a set to Muth. Muth tools the block again from the left side, and another Aggie kill.
Right now, Texas A&M is finding success going with the hands of Mississippi State. Bulldogs have to make sure they're pressing tight.
Those are the 4 categories where they are ranked top 25 in the nation. It's not just offense, Shelby. They're very good defensively as well. Here's Letepe with a set. Muth finds the open court. Another kill.
Caroline Muth, a name we said a lot last season, doing big things for her team already, mainly because of her power. That classic Caroline Muth kill, touching that block, going with the hands.
I wasn't sure what it was going to look like to see a team go for nothing but kills, but it's fun.
It is fun. I was excited when I heard that.
You're not going to see any tips and off speeds. Lednicki hits right into the block. Oh, that was a nice block by Agee, and a big point for the Bulldogs.
And going back to that style of play, Texas A&M, no tips or blocks. You're gonna see hitting into the block like Lednicki right here, and it's a big block for the Bulldogs. When you're going for the kill, the block's gonna go straight down most of the time.
Gonzalez serving. She's another very good server for her middle position. And Lednicki, with too much power on that left side, scores another point for the Aggies. Lednicki now with a couple of kills, preseason All-SEC team. Even though she went out with the season-ending injury, she still made the All-SEC team and All-Freshman team last year. This is Muth, that jump serve. Oh, they've been working on tweaking that serve a little bit, and they're gonna love that. And a nice block by Maneke to finish it.
You can tell Morrison's been tweaking with her serve. It has a spin right when it drops. Besides that topspin, look how it changes to the right last second. If your base isn't stopped, it's gonna be shanked.
Yeah, Muth loves to serve. They made a couple of little adjustments, and she's just working through it. 9 aces now on the season, but I mean, you can put a, if you are on the inline, Shelby, and you see that ball coming at you, it moves so much side to side.
And then for Muth to switch to a float serve. First a topspin, now the float. You don't really know what she's gonna do, so you're right. If you're not stopped, you might get aced.
Good serving run here for Muth. A&M up 14-9. They've won 6 of the last 7 points. And that run is ended by Rebecca Walk, the 6'1" senior from Mississippi. Transferred in from South Alabama, but has been with this program. One of the most popular student athletes on campus. Julie Darty-Dennis was telling me she's the president of their student athlete advisory committee. It's for all sports. Oh, nice. Myrick will set from libero position. Good up by Letepe. Lednicki wide on the attack, looking for the touch, did not get it. Point Mississippi State.
Lednicki looking a little early in her approach. And I noticed that in warm-ups. I thought she was early, but she has such hang time, she can afford to usually do that.
How'd you like for thousands of people to be screaming net, net, net every time you serve, Shelby?
I would love that, and that's something these coaches recruit for, Sam, is who can shine the bright under the harshest of conditions.
That was a beautiful attack by Shackelford. Wow.
Shackelford coming in, one of the kill leaders for her team. And look how far off the net she is. The fact she can still cut that ball shows you how athletic of a player she is.
Horton Godey unfazed by the crowd. It's up the set, Agee. Oh, nice dive by Underwood to save it. And Lednicki finishes with the exclamation point. Well, if you want power and you want action, you are going to see it on this court tonight in Reed Arena as the Aggies start with defense and then finish with offense.
Here, every drop of sweat contains a lifetime of dreams. Every letter, every blade signifies hallowed ground. Championships come down to fingertips. Small steps and giant leaps inspire future generations. Because here, every little thing just means more.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5.
Wait, really?
What about this?
AT&T's deal is back.
Wow.
Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 with a Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
Just taking over this Texas A&M volleyball program. This is what he has done internationally, and we show you that not just to impress you with his accomplishments as an assistant coach on these various teams as well as being a head coach, but Shelby, the way he coaches is so different.
And talking to Jamie Morrison before the match today, he said that he knew he wanted to be a head coach collegiate in 2016 when his team lost that title. And his doctor said, your heart rate's really high. That means you need to be a head coach.
Casapala scoring another point for Texas A&M. It was interesting watching them in the serve and pass. Everything is a competition in practice. I loved it. They were running all sorts of games, and losers had to do push-ups. We saw a lot of push-ups in serve and pass today. Oh, what a block! Casapala and Lednicki combine.
Casapala and Lednicki showing you the push-up strength on the right side. Great press and connection. Their outside elbows touching and great reach.
Myrick with the serve receive, right side by Shackelford. Myrick kept it alive and dumped over by Walk.
Walk making that point look easy. She's that player that Julie Darty-Dennis wants to be aggressive, be able to run that fast offense through the middle.
Whistle blowing, they're gonna call this back. AG back to serve. Not sure why they stopped it. We're gonna redo it. AG, service error, point A&M. AG, sophomore from Houston, 6 rotation player for Julie Darty-Dennis. Already had a couple of double-doubles this year. And they need her on the court, is what Julie Darty-Dennis was saying. She makes things happen.
I think the Aggie fans will take credit for that error, Sam.
I think they'll take credit for a lot of it.
I think so, too.
Margot Manning serving. So quiet when they serve. Love it. Back set to Shackelford. Oh, good up by Underwood. Moneke, Underwood again. And the cross-court attack goes out by Lapuyo. And that seems to be her shot of choice, going cross-court on that right side.
And Jamie Morrison was looking at Lapuyo, giving her almost right there. Keep going for that shot.
Myrick serving. Myrick this year wearing the Libero jersey for the first time in her career. She's been one of their outstanding hitters. Attack again by Shackelford. Julie Darty-Dennis said she's the most dominant blocker I've ever had here, but she's been lethal on the attack.
And Shackelford's lethal on the attack because she can be so aggressive from so far off the net. Doesn't even need to be tight to make production happen.
She leads Mississippi State in kills with 4 here in this opening set. 18-15, we go to 25, win by 2. In the first 4 sets, unless someone wins in 3, it's a 3 out of 5 set match. If we were to get to a 5th set, that would be to 15, win by 2. It's the SEC opener tonight. A&M calling a timeout right now as Mississippi State is within 2. Jamie Morrison has came in, had to build a staff. And then, you know, he said, I don't look at it as my players versus someone else's players. He said, I was given a group of players that I had to first learn as human beings. He got to know all of them individually. And for Lednicki, especially, she's known him since she was a young girl in club volleyball. And we talked to her today about what it's like playing for Coach Morrison.
He loves to push people to be like outside of their comfort zone, outside of their boundaries. I'm not one that used to really like confrontation or tough conversations, so he's been really working hard with me to push me to, come up to him if I have a question and, talk to him about certain things I'm either concerned about or want help with, and I think that's pushed me a lot.
I remember Lednicki was lighting it up last season as a freshman. And here's the numbers compared to last year. That hitting percentage is what he's most proud of, is she's more efficient this year. Now the kills are a little bit lower, Shelby, but she hasn't had to shoulder the same load this year.
Well, and being a sophomore, Lednicki has that confidence to try different things in the room too before conference play started.
Yeah, last year Lednicki and Muth really carried a lot of the offensive load, and this year they still do. But Manecki has certainly helped with Texas A&M. But right now, Mississippi State is trying to come all the way back here in this set. That was a good serve. However, in the middle is Casapala to side out for the Aggies.
Great connection between Casapala and Manning. Manning knowing exactly where her middle wants that ball, going out for the three, avoiding the block. That's a connection you want between your setter and middle.
Casapala has that rare intangible. I don't think you can coach it. She has so much hang time on her vertical. Hogan with the deep serve. That was a good serve. Shackelford rolls it over and found the perfect spot to put it.
Shackelford going for that spot in volleyball. That's always open. Middle of the court is always going to have a hole there. It's up to the wings to cut that ball off. Shackelford seeing how deep Hogan is and going right for that sweet spot.
Orther will be serving for Mississippi State, graduating in December and heading to nursing school. Good serve. Underwood with the receive. Muth thunders it down. That was a hammer. You could feel that one.
Manning feeding Muth a really low set, forcing Muth to speed up that approach. Look how low that ball is set. That gives Mississippi State zero time to get their blockers in place with 4 perfect hands.
Well, Muth has been an all-star everywhere she's been, and here at Texas A&M, second straight year, she has been leading this team. Her offensive production this year compared to last, along with Lednicki, they don't carry the same load they carried last year, but they are more efficient. So those are good numbers.
And Jamie Morrison said this season we've added more pieces to complement what he's working with from last year. It's exactly what he wanted to do.
Sort of frees them up. I always feel after a Muth kill, like what we just saw, you should check the air pressure in the ball. I mean, she absolutely hits through the ball like no one I have seen. And Muth, an Aggie through and through. She started her career at Notre Dame, but her entire family is connected to this university. A lot of their names are associated with the Aggies. Looking forward to hearing more about that later, but Muth is just such a delight to be around. Spent some time with us earlier today before their practice. So 20-17. Texas A&M trying to get to that magical number of 25 before Mississippi State. Bulldogs, Shelby, they've been right there this whole set, but they haven't quite broken in.
Texas A&M to serve out of the timeout.
So it'll be Casapala serving. Orther puts up the set. It was low to Gonzalez. And that is what they've been looking for from Lapullo, that right side attack. She cuts it back to the left this time, a little shorter and successfully.
Lapullo going back to that cross-court kill, and only one blocker on her, making that easy decision to go across the net.
A&M service error. That'll give Mississippi State the free point here, this crucial moment. But again, it gets back to that philosophy of be aggressive on the service line. That was a couple of inches away from being a dramatic ace. Volleyball, you want to have those service errors, and aces about a 1-to-1 ratio. And there's an error by Mary Neal. A&M up 22-18. Mary Neal, a freshman from Marietta, has a wonderful career ahead of her. Julie Darty does think she'd be a great coach one day. In fact, she will sit down on the bench and talk to her a lot of times about strategy during a match. Who's Letepe in Quiet Reed Arena. Arthur, the back set, blocked out of bounds. Agee tooling the block to keep Mississippi State close.
And led Nikki in perfect position to block. Did the right foot work, did the back end work, just didn't take that right hand and make sure it was facing back in the court to avoid being tooled.
Gonzalez serving. Underwood tight to the net. And led Nikki with the finisher.
Led Nikki, that player, when she makes an error, she wants that ball again. Great three-option pass, able to run, led Nikki through those blockers, avoiding the hands.
She is such a fierce competitor, one of the most fun players to watch play this sport. Muth. What a serve. Nice receive, though, by Mary Neal. Here's Letepe with the set, and it is hammered by Maneke.
Maneke just flying in the air, right to your screen. Look how low that ball is set. A huge split in the block from the Bulldogs.
Set point A&M. Arthur with the quick set. And a good side out by Walk. That was a nice connection from Arthur to Walk to avoid the set being over, but still 4 set points left to work with for A&M.
It's so important for the Bulldogs to get those three-option passes because Walk is that efficient middle. You want to be able to feed her.
Fortin Godey serving, set point A&M, number 2. Here's Letepe with the set. Good diving dig in the back row. Shackelford blocked. Good block by Perkins. Agee. Kept alive. Letepe called everybody off. Maneke tries to roll it over. Shackelford. Long on the attack. A&M wins the opening set. Well, we are playing on Gary Blair Court. And look who's stopped by to join us. Gary, looking forward to talking to you on the other side of the break.
It's good to be here. All right.
Here, every drop of sweat contains a lifetime of dreams. Every letter, every blade signifies hallowed ground. Championships come down to fingertips. Small steps and giant leaps inspire future generations. Because here, every little thing just means more.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I started a dog walking business. I was a bit nervous at first, but then I figured, it's just walking, right? Oh! No, it's just a bunny! Calm down, Taco. Sit, that's just, stop. Sesame, no, Arthur, Walter, don't! No, please, You're lucky you're so cute. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Well, it's becoming common. Packed arena parking lots for the sport of volleyball. And A&M has just won the first set against Mississippi State. I feel like that I need to introduce us, Sam Gore, Shelby Cobbage. I don't think I need to know or tell you who this is. Yeah. Hall of Fame coach Gary Blair, who has a banner hanging up here as a national championship winner while he was the women's basketball coach. Before we get into anything about volleyball, everyone around the SEC wants to know what your handicap is right now, Gary, because I understand you're getting around the course pretty smoothly.
From the senior tees, it's an 8.
All right, there we go. Now, I have to say, I do volleyball and basketball. Every volleyball match I've been to for the past several years, more often than not, you are sitting here in the arena watching volleyball. What is it about volleyball that appealed to you?
I used to coach it, and then I learned how to play it if I'm going to coach it. So I started playing City League and played in the B division. So I learned a little bit about it. Now it has changed. The rules have changed. You used to be able to score just on offense, but everything's changed. But I love the action, and volleyball players jump quicker than basketball players, believe it or not, because they're so used to going up for the block. And I love to see it, and I could make a pretty good basketball team out of that group right down there.
I'm sure you could. Jamie Morrison's your new head coach, and he was telling us today just how much it's been meaningful to him to have you around, and knows that he could probably do a little coaching philosophy talk with you anytime he wanted. What do you think about him?
Philosophy, I want to get into his head how many great players that he has coached through USA basketball and Olympic development. So he's dealt with the higher echelon. And how do you get them to play as a team? It would be good for all of us coaches to know that.
So we're underway here in the second set. Texas A&M won the first. Teams have switched sides. Mississippi State in the black, A&M in the white. Attacked by Lednicki. And the one big difference he's made, Coach Blair, is it's all attack for this A&M team. There's no tipping, there's no off speed, it's constant attack.
That's right. I was here for the Houston game, which we lost. Houston played great that day, but we are passing the ball and serving the ball so much better. And if we get a good set, you're going to be able to have a hit just like that. And she just put it away. I'd love to have the number one, the blocker. I can't pronounce everybody's names
Casapala.
on the team.
Yeah, that was Perkins that scored the point, but you're talking about Casapala.
Yes.
Coach, it gets hard to hear you sitting in front of your team's fans. Coaching in College Station, what was one of your favorite traditions here at the school?
The favorite traditions, the senior ring. Everybody say, when did you graduate? I said 2011. And so
that's why you look so young.
But all the traditions mean something. I'll be in Dallas next weekend. I've got to do a Naismith golf tournament in Arizona first, but I'll be there. And if anybody's got any Cowboy tickets for that Sunday, I'd love to go that game too.
Coach Blair and I would both love to go.
Muth just got the tip there and scored another point for Texas A&M. Muth's family has been involved in Texas A&M for years. Their parents met at one of the local establishments here on a blind date. Dog's name's Dixie, her brother's named Kyle after Kyle Field. And another point for
A&M. By the way, how we won that game as a coach when Muth, they got that great serve and they were not able to attack on their end, and we attacked and got the point. But it was all because of Muth's serve.
It's good analysis, Coach.
I was going to say, yeah. Do you need me right now, Sam? Because I think Coach has got this down.
No, I don't have it down. I wish I could teach like Jamie.
Little off speed. Underwood with the diving dig. Muth keeps it alive. And a double contact called against A&M gives the point to Mississippi State. Coach, whenever I would do basketball calls with you, I would always have a sheet with basketball information, and then I'd have a sheet in case you said something inspiring that would help me be a better parent. You never wasted an opportunity, regardless of who you were talking to in the world of athletics, and I really appreciate that.
Well, it's all about relationships and communication. Coaching has been good for me, and I've met so many great people, but the competition factor, I'd love to do what y'all do, but I talk too slow. I could never be an announcer.
I don't know. You'd be good in the studio. Nice swing there by number 9 in black, Kaylee Sharkey, who is into the match here in the second set. She did not play in the first set, so getting in the scoring column right away is Julie Darty-Dennis trying to find a combination that will work for the Bulldogs. Tight to the net. Underwood's trying to get out of the way. Gonzalez fell down and has not gotten back up. She went down in the middle of the rally. And staff's going to come over and check on her. And she went down during that rally and tried to get back up but could not. Gonzalez, a 6'3" grad student from Colorado. And so they're going to help her up. And she rolled her ankle. And Gonzalez is the reigning SEC Defensive Player of the Week. She is on the left side of your screen, just twisted that ankle, and let's hope that she's going to be okay. But that's a obviously big loss for Mississippi State with her defensive presence.
The fact that Julie Darty-Dennis came over herself to be one of the two people to lift her player off the court really shows you the culture that Darty-Dennis has made and the kind of coach that she is. I really enjoy watching her, and I know Zoe Gonzalez is in good hands.
So A&M up 5-3. Gary Blair, the Hall of Fame basketball coach, joining us. Coach, now that you're in the Naismith Hall of Fame, is there a secret handshake or something like when you see Roy Williams or other people that...
No, you just get down on one knee and you honor, but I got a chance to meet so many great people. They've just been my idols over the years.
Coach,
and they treat us tremendous up there. And it is great for Texas A&M and the other 4 schools that I represent. So I think Arkansas was there last weekend, and your volleyball team's going to Arkansas this weekend.
Yeah. Lednicki on the attack. That lefty attack is just so strong, Shelby.
High ball playing from Texas A&M. Lednicki with this high set from Muth. Beautiful set by Muth. But giving Lednicki all the time in the world to use that hang time and go for that corner. And Coach, talking about amazing people you've met in your career, Sam talked about how he's learned a lot from you. Who is someone that's been a mentor to you in your career?
Hall of Fame, good try. Leon Barmore at Louisiana Tech. I learned a lot about, I was assistant there for 5 years when we went to 4 straight Final Fours and won a couple rings, but I just really learned the game after I'd been a high school coach. And then I went to Stephen F. Austin, and then I just learned from my players and my assistant coaches. And in this game, you better have a short time memory, because winning and losing can go real quick.
That was a fantastic block as they figured out where Lapuyo was trying to attack. And Coach, I'm going to let you go in just a second, but women's basketball had their biggest ratings ever last year for the national championship. Volleyball now is enjoying tremendous success. Do you see volleyball becoming a huge part of our national fabric as well?
I think it will, and I think a lot of colleges are going to beach volleyball as well, and that will add to more people watching it. The game is played at the highest level. In the Olympics, we need to win it again to put more emphasis in next summer. But I love volleyball. I learn a lot from the coaches, and Jamie's doing an excellent job here. And wow, that kid, number 13, reminds me so much of Kayla Wells, who played for us. Same body and thing. She's going to be a great player here, just a freshman.
That's Maneke, a freshman from Texas, but the point went to Mississippi State. Bulldogs with the lead now here in the second set after Gonzalez went down. Overpass cleaned up nicely out of the middle by number 7, Rebecca Walk. Well, Coach, it's been an honor to have you come over. I know there's a bag of candy or something over there waiting on you and your golf buddies, so thanks for spending some time with us.
Well, come on out to Traditions, play golf with me sometime out there.
Would love to do that.
And
Thank you.
And I'll go to the Cowboys game with you, Coach.
All right.
Gary Blair.
Bring your checkbook when you come.
Gary Blair, the Hall of Fame, Naismith Hall of Fame basketball coach, as well as Women's Basketball Hall of Fame And kind for him to stop by and add a little flavor to this match. It really doesn't need any more intensity, but it's just, he is such a national treasure, Gary Blair. And that was very gracious of him to come over and talk.
That was awesome to hear Coach Blair compare his old players to current volleyball players here in College Station. That's really special.
Underwood, nice serve receive. This is Muth. Hit into the block, good block by Mississippi State. And that time Muth found the opening and hammered it. No block there.
Texas A&M playing really tight on the net. Muth getting the kill, and that line shot was wide open. Bulldogs doing a good job taking away the cross court. Nothing wrong with that block, but the line's wide open for her.
Well, Muth 5 kills, led Nikki with 6. And a service error. Mississippi State trying to turn the tables here in this match. A&M won the first set. Mississippi State without their starting middle, Zoe Gonzalez, who twisted her ankle earlier. She's not come back into the match. Service error, point A&M. Gonzalez was taken back into the locker room, still there. But Mississippi State is fighting hard here in the second set to try to tie this match. Buzlatepe from Istanbul, Turkey. She actually has known Coach Morrison since she was younger because of playing overseas. That's before he became the coach here. Buzlatepe with the set. Nice up there by Fortin-Gody. Cut shot perfectly placed by Carly Schmidt.
Schmidt reaches so high, and that was a great shot. Left back doing nothing wrong for the Aggies, but the way she cut that ball right in between that seam of left front and left back, amazing placement.
Mississippi State up 3 here in the second set, led Nikki. Fortin-Gody with the set, good up by Underwood. Led Nikki, hit it right at Mary Neal, and the ball just seemed to, Fortin-Gody, the ball just seemed to stay on her.
And Fortin-Gody in the right spot. She read the ball, her base was stopped, but her platform, look how she changes from her hands to her arm, not able to get stopped in time.
A&M within 2. Here's the Muth serve, the cannon. Ace. Nice try by Schmidt. But Muth is definitely serving at an elite level tonight. This is so far her best serving night after going through some of the minor tweaks with this serve. It's paying off. A little float serve. She did that earlier, Shelby. Had the ace followed by the float. And this time it's the block that keeps her on the service line.
Aggressive serving from Muth, going topspin, deep flow, able to go in front of the 10-foot line. Bulldogs just have to get a 3-option pass to their setter.
Nice service run here by Muth. She's tied the score behind the service line. Myrick with the serve receive. Big swing on the right side by Shackelford results in the kill. And a good side out for Mississippi State to get Muth off that service line.
Shackelford doing such good things for her team. And bringing a lot of good energy, reading her body language, connecting with her teammates. I like the attitude she has.
Tight to the net. How about that power from Maneke? And a good set by Buzlatepe as well.
Maneke is so springy. She's so fast in her approach, and she just reaches so high, literally dropping her left shoulder to get as high as she can. 4
kills from Maneke in this match right now. We're tied at 13. Mississippi State has led for the majority of this set and now retakes the lead off the Schmidt kill.
And Schmidt going out, if she could ever be a 6 rotation player, she could do some great things from behind that 10-foot line. I saw her in warm-ups. She has the power from the back row as well.
Muth, serve receive, led Nikki. Nobody's gonna stop that.
You describe Muth as crush, I describe led Nikki as snap. She snaps her body so hard. Look how high the ball goes off the blocker's hands.
I like that, Shelby. Snap.
Thank you, Sam. I liked your Muth comment, so we had to go off each other.
Nikki rotating out with 8 kills. And Margot Manning back to serve now. She's had 14 aces this year. That leads the team, but a couple of errors tonight. She has not quite found the rhythm on the serve yet. Well, we have a very good second set going on here. Mississippi State trying to tie this match, but the Aggies won the first set.
We're not weird. We just do things differently. We don't have a secret language. Good bull isn't hard to understand. We're not followers, but we do have a leader. It's no secret who we are. Trust me, we'll tell you.
Howdy. Howdy.
We stand out because we stand up and stick around when things get tough. We push ourselves further and lift up our communities. We're different, and that's what makes a difference.
People are excited about what AI will do for them. We're excited about what AI will do for business. Introducing Watson X, a platform designed to multiply output by training AI with your data. When you Watson X your business, you can build AI to help coders code faster, customer service respond quicker, and employees handle repetitive tasks in less time. Let's create AI that transforms business with Watson X. IBM, let's create.
Well, you know you're going to have a good time in Reed Arena, as this is such a fantastic environment for college sports. Texas A&M enjoys one of the best home crowds in the business. And just like most matches we're showing on our family of networks, it's packed. And tonight, no different. The SEC opener for Mississippi State and Texas A&M, the Aggies receiving votes for the top 25. The conference has 5 teams in the top 25 this week. The SEC last year led the nation with the most teams selected for the NCAA tournament. The SEC had 7 teams selected last year. It's one of the things Jamie Morrison said, that the SEC is way better than he had originally anticipated. He was very impressed by this conference coming in. And that was no touch, hitting error, point Aggies.
And AG trying to be aggressive on that left front shot, but just too out of system.
Well, this is a big set here for Mississippi State, because now A&M's battle back to take the lead. Underwood puts up the set to Muth. Muth hammers it and hit it right at Arthur, who could not make a play on it. Another kill for Muth.
Muth changing up her shot from line to cross, now going for this seam, staying outside the hands of the blockers, but still making that right back question her base. Great spot.
No surprise timeout taken by Mississippi State. And it gives me a chance to remind you that every Saturday, Marty and McGee and SEC Nation bring you extensive SEC game previews with the latest news from around the conference. You won't find it anywhere else. This week, the guys will be right here in College Station, Texas A&M, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central, followed by a 2-hour SEC Nation. And that'll take you right up to kickoff. And they're right here on the SEC Network and always on the ESPN app. Some of that football crowd starting to come in already. I'm sure Caroline Muth, number 16 in white, she and her family will always be at the game. Muth, part of a long history of involvement by her family with the school, and they've gotten very creative, as she's about to tell you.
So my mom and dad met at Texas A&M when they were students here. My dad is class of 90, my mom is class of 91, and they met at the Dixie Chicken on a blind date, which is really cute. My brother is named Kyle after Kyle Field. My sister's name is Amanda Nicole Muth, so her initials are A-N-M. And then when it came to me, my parents kind of ran out of ideas, but our dog is named Dixie after the Dixie Chicken where my parents met.
You know, I asked her today, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to keep the family tradition alive with, she said, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Well, what would your suggestion be?
Reed.
Reed?
Reed Arena, where she gets all her kills.
I said she could name one of her children Aggie?
I like Reed better.
All right, yeah, Reed's good. Muth with the little bit of an off speed. Hey, I haven't said that tonight.
That's true. That's true, Sam.
It worked, though.
It worked. Is Morrison going to be happy with the kill? I think so. Even though it was an off-speed shot, Caroline Muth can't make them all huge kills. She read the play. She saw that hole, went for the kill.
Maggie's up 3, and that serve had too much. Gary Blair would love this. Too much club behind it. She crushed that out of bounds. Manecki rotating out. There's Gary. It comes in with family and friends, sits on the end line. Coach Morrison said he knew Gary Blair understood volleyball when he looked over and saw where Gary Blair likes to sit. He said that's where a real volleyball fan sits, because you can see the movement of the ball from that end line. Here's a good look. You're going to see the serve of Fortin-Gody coming right at you. Underwood with the receive. And tooling the block with a massive swing is Afina Kasapala.
A little surprised to see that error at the middle front. Mississippi State doing a good job walk at getting in base, just not pressing. It's a simple fix.
3-point lead for Texas A&M. They try to take a 2-0 lead in this 3 out of 5 set match. Mississippi State led for most of the first half of this set. Fortin-Gody with the set. Oh, what a swing. That was perfect by Rebecca Walk.
Perfect connection between Fortin-Gody and Walk. Look at this jump set. Literally placing the ball perfectly in this window for Walk, making it easy for her to avoid the blocker's hands. That's exactly what you want in your offense.
Serve hits the net, and it's an ace. AG with her 15th ace of the season, got a little help from the top of the net. She is a 6-rotation player. Never comes off the floor. That's what that means for those of you new to volleyball. Muth powers through the block for another Aggie kill.
Muth changing up that line shot to go cross, seeing the hands of the Bulldogs, not fully pressing. Rebecca Walk's in the good position, taking away the line shot. Just a little more push against Muth.
There's Letepe back to serve. Deep serve. This is going to be trouble. Mississippi State gives a free ball to A&M. Letepe had a lot of options, and she went middle to Perkins.
Morgan Perkins making this middle run look easy. And good connection between Booz Letepe. Clearly been working on this in the practice gym a lot so far.
Perkins with her 3rd kill, no errors on 8 swings. And Texas A&M hitting .478 here in this second set, and Mississippi State 333 in this set. These are the match numbers for both teams and for both sets.
And this is a great offensive match so far. Every single set hitting almost 250. That's exactly where coaches want their team to be. Not a lot of errors being taken right now, still aggressive swings. The block could improve a little bit on both sides. The footwork's there, the work's there, just pressing the hands again.
A&M, their offensive efficiency, that is a stat that is tracked so closely by Jamie Morrison and his staff, and they are very happy with this. Look at that. For this point in the season, Shelby, it's very impressive for a team to have 3 players with over 100 kills.
I think Coach Morrison would still be giving the thumbs up to this graphic, even if that wasn't his team's signature go-to.
Yeah. I agree.
Pretty happy with these stats right here.
And then getting contribution from your middles, Casa, Apala, and Perkins. But those hitting percentages, like a batting average in baseball, anything over 250 is very good. And they've got a lot of players in that range and more. A&M trying to win their SEC opener at home here against Mississippi State. Long way from determining the winner, but A&M is closer to taking a 2 sets lead. Shackelford hits into the block, tries again. Schmidt denied twice. Schmidt one more time. Underwood settles under it. This is Muth, and Muth again. I've said it over and over again. She powers through the block, Shelby.
Muth bullies the block at this point.
That's
Mississippi
better. I like
State.
that.
Thank you. I like it too. And Muth's coming in with all this strength, not even scared of the Bulldogs block in front of her. Walken Shackelford got to figure something out on the right side.
Another good serve. Schmidt has to put it over. Muth keeps it alive. Now Muth will swing. This time, Shackelford is ready.
Perfect response from Mimi Shackelford, doing an actual crunch in the air. Watch her stomach. She's really crunching in the air, making sure her arms are pressing over the net. There's no way she's getting tooled a second time in the row. Great reaction.
Lauren Myrick back to serve. She's also been a Defensive Player of the Week in the SEC this year, and an ace for Myrick. Myrick has played on the right side as a hitter since 2020 and made the switch to libero in the offseason. Said it's given her a better view of the court, and she said, I like getting hit, coach. I like being in on the action. Put me in libero for my last year.
Myrick's feisty.
She is getting her MBA, or Master's in Business Administration, and this will be her final season as a Bulldog, but one of the all-time greats and part of the big turnaround that was orchestrated by Julie Darty Dennis in turning this Mississippi State program into an NCAA team year after year. Fortin-Gody with the set. Schmidt dug up by Underwood. Maneke. Fortin-Gody behind her to Shackelford. Good D. There's Letepe with a low set, and Perkins just could not clear the net.
Perkins and Booz Letepe not able to make that connection, mainly because the setter was so far off the net. That's usually when you go to your pins, but if you go to the middle, that's just as deceiving.
These are a big couple of points coming up here. Arthur with the serve, overpass, cleaned up by Fortin-Gody, and it all started with that excellent serve by Arthur to pull Mississippi State within one, and a timeout by A&M.
Fortin-Gody's so confident in her serve that she's gonna go right for the bro jersey. She knows how strong that floater is.
Well, the reminder, Saturday is all about SEC Network college football. Here's the lineup. Vanderbilt will be hosting Kentucky at noon Eastern, 11 Central. Then Tennessee hosting UTSA, that's University of Texas San Antonio, in Knoxville at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on SEC Network Plus. And then number 25 Florida will host Charlotte. Cap the day with Mississippi State and South Carolina, and our SEC Saturday night matchup. All 4 games available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Just wanted you to hear what was going on behind us. That was really cool. So here's the standings heading into SEC play. This is the first night of SEC competition where teams are playing each other. These are basically non-conference results. And how about Alabama at 10-1? Auburn's ranked in the top 25, as is Tennessee. Florida, number 3 in the nation. Arkansas is a top 15 team. I mean, there's some heavy hitters in the SEC these days.
And this is kind of shocking, just different things. I'm not surprised Arkansas is doing this well. Chill Gillian goes off for them. I'm surprised how much Kentucky's struggling. Just a lot of parity in the SEC, really fun.
Kentucky played an incredible non-conference schedule, though, a really tough one, and they'll benefit from that in SEC play, I think. When you look at the names that are on that roster, you just have to consider them one of the favorites. Underwood back to serve. Set point, A&M. Good serve. It's going to be a free ball here for A&M at set point. Who's Letepe? A thunderous end to the set by Maneke. Texas A&M takes a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 match. And guess what? The Aggies are undefeated this year when they win the first 2 sets. Let's see if the Bulldogs have some bite in them on the other side.
Here, every drop of sweat contains a lifetime of dreams. Every letter, every blade signifies hallowed ground. Championships come down to fingertips. Small steps and giant leaps inspire future generations. Because here, every little thing just means more.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5.
Wait, really?
What about this?
AT&T's deal is back.
Wow.
Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 with a Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
Texas A&M making the home crowd very happy. A lot to cheer for tonight as they lead 2-0 in this 3 out of 5 set match. And it's been a large result of Logan Legnicki and Caroline Muth.
These pin hitters are doing incredible things. Logan Legnicki and Caroline Muth bringing all the strength. Only seeing 1 tip between the 2 of them so far tonight, doing exactly what Jamie Morrison wants them to do, which is come out against the Bulldogs with full force.
They each have 9 kills. Muth, it's interesting the way they play because Legnicki is a lefty. Muth is just such a powerful righty. And Legnicki hit .429 in the first 2 sets. For Muth, .583. She's taken 12 swings. 9 of them have resulted in a kill. And compared to last year, they are not getting the same percentage of kills, but they're very efficient and still the top 2. 3rd set, must-win set for Mississippi State, and that is a good start. Sanaa Williams into the match and gets a block right away. Number 22 in black.
And nice patience shown by Williams, tracking that ball, waiting to see where she hits, not being told.
Kuzlatepe, low set. And they're trying to run it down, ran out of space. Point Aggies.
I like the hustle from Mississippi State, refusing.
Myrick. Myrick, the libero, had to pull herself back. She was going to run into the chairs. Underwood, the other libero, serving. Orther set, blocked. What a block, a fortress put up by Kasapala and Legnicki.
That is what you call a suffocating block from Logan Legnicki. Nice footwork and nice swing blocking, making sure her hands are pointed back into the court. And a great swing by AG, just couldn't get around the hands.
Kasapala got that block, that's popped over by Williams. Kuzlatepe back set to Legnicki, and she terminates. It's funny, Shelby, because when I was talking to her today, and she told us that, you know, she doesn't like conflict, she doesn't like tough conversation. I said, what are you talking about? You're one of the most ferocious competitors I've ever seen. And she said, a switch flips when I get into a competitive situation, but off the court, I'm pretty quiet, pretty chill. You'd never know it.
So Legnicki, introvert in the classroom, and mean on the court.
She is such a ferocious competitor and does it with style. Point Mississippi State. Williams, the redshirt sophomore from Nashville, back to serve. Coach Darty Dennis, very complimentary of her earlier this week. And there's Legnicki, the 2nd time off speed. Off speed number 2.
Number 2 off speed. Sometimes you just have to tip, especially when you go really early in your approach. There was no way that she could have hit that ball with the left hand, but she points straight down. We see that ferociousness come out. She said, okay, thank you.
She's gonna have to do push-ups for that.
Push-ups, do it.
Manning with the serve, and an ace. Manning with ace number 15, that's her first tonight. What a freshman she is for Texas A&M. Last week against Houston, which is top 25 team, had a double-double, 16 assists, 10 digs. A little long. And the point to Mississippi State. Fortin Godey back in now. Fortin Godey here for her. She actually has another year of eligibility as a grad student. Her husband, Rylan, tight end on the football team at Mississippi State after winning a national championship at Georgia. And there's a kill by Maneke. Maneke is fun to watch too. See Gary Blair there, seeing her go back to serve. Nice float serve from Maneke, right side attack, put down in the perfect spot by Shackelford.
Shackelford's just the Bulldogs' go-to hitter right now. She's extremely efficient and aggressive. She has her shots, and right now the shots are through the seams.
Shackelford, 7 kills on 19 swings. That's most in both those categories for Mississippi State. Myrick keeps it alive. Schmidt, good save by Manning. Here's Muth. Underwood keeps it alive. Lapuyo. Smart shot from her not to do too much. And finally, Mississippi State is able to win that disjointed rally, and Muth pounded the floor in frustration. You just have to love the competitiveness on both sides. They don't want to lose a single point. Little long point, A&M. AG going for the line. Texas A&M just outside the top 25. Pasapala, good serve. Right side attack, and the block is there. Muth combining in the middle with Perkins.
Nice wall by Muth and Perkins. Perkins flying in last second, but Muth doing a good job at setting that base and taking away that shot.
Paula. Schmidt, and Schmidt tooling the block on the left side for the Bulldog point.
Schmidt's approach looks like a ballet dancer. It's so graceful. She flies in the air. She's long, has that length, but also has that power in her swing.
She played at Kansas, felt like she still had something to prove, and Julie Darty-Dennis had an immediate connection with her. That is an incredible serve. Myrick targeting Maneke and coming away with the ace. Mississippi State within 1. They have to win this set to stay alive. A&M hasn't lost a match this year when they've been up 2-0. And another big block, this time by Schmidt for Mississippi State.
Again, Schmidt using that length that she uses for her hits, but now for her blocking. Look how high her hands get over the net. If you can't avoid her hands, you're gonna get stuffed.
Now Lapuyo is 6'6", Schmidt is 6'1", timed it perfectly. And Myrick with the service error gives the point to A&M. Mississippi State tonight with 4 aces, 8 errors, and for A&M, 1-1, 6 errors, 6 aces. Who's Letepe back to serve now? Her second season playing here in the U.S. from Turkey. Good swing again. Schmidt has become the go-to here in the third.
Keep feeding Schmidt, especially when Shackelford's not at the front with her. She's doing such good things on the left side and not scared of the block. If you can't close the block, she's gonna find that split.
Now, that was a quick arm. Here's Letepe with the set. Lednicki trying to put it down. Good D by the Bulldogs. Schmidt again tries to go over the block, and point Mississippi State. 2 hits Muth said, if I can't get it on the first contact, I'm going to hit it again and hope they don't see it.
Just a little bit of acting.
It would kind of be cool if you played a volleyball match once where you could hit twice. Like you could take the receive off the body, pop it up, and then hit it.
You and I wouldn't be confused at all with what's going on, Sam.
I digress. Uzlatepe, low set, hammered. Oh, what a swing by Perkins. That was beautiful.
Serve receive allowing Perkins to run the fast offense that Jamie Morrison wants his team to find. Great connection with her setter.
Perkins, all Big 12 team member in Oklahoma, transferred in from the Sooners where she played for Lindsey Walton, who's now the associate head coach here at A&M. That's all just going out. And Coach Morrison today saying how excited he was to be welcoming Texas and Oklahoma in. There's Coach Walton, Lindsey Walton, 5-year head coach at Oklahoma, took the Sooners to the NCAA tournament. Prior to that, spent some time at Kentucky, played at Georgia Tech. Very impressive staffs backing up these elite head coaches. And I think Lindsey Walton could still get out there and play a little bit. Underwood to serve. We're tied at 11. Third set, A&M up 2-0. Block, perfect. Casapala showing you why she's tops in the nation in blocks per set.
Casapala tracking this ball, and Mississippi State really pulled in ready for coverage. Sometimes the ball is just that deep.
So just wide. Underwood was going for that back corner. And we're tied at 12.
One of the Aggies yelled in. That'd be really funny if it was the bro yelling after her serve.
And back-to-back service errors. Williams returns the favor and will rotate out. Some substitutions coming in now for A&M. Lapuyo is back on the front line. Back into serve is Margot Manning, ABCA phenom last year. That's what they call the top freshmen or top seniors nationally in high school. And an ace, Manning, 2 aces tonight, 16 for the season. That leads the Aggies as a freshman. Manning targeting that center back. Lapuyo reaching over. That is domination at the net.
When you're against Lapuyo, you got to make sure that ball is going over the length because she is so dominant in her physicality. Don't go anywhere. She's got more in the tank.
Don't just attend college, experience it. Learn by doing, because this matters. And this. Oh, you know that matters. This does too. At Mississippi State, you can make a global impact, starting right here at home. Our close-knit community offers you the opportunity to change the world. Mississippi State University, taking care of what matters.
People are excited about what AI will do for them. We're excited about what AI will do for business. Introducing Watson X, a platform designed to multiply output by training AI with your data. When you Watson X your business, you can build AI to help coders code faster, customer service respond quicker, and employees handle repetitive tasks in less time. Let's create AI that transforms business with Watson X. IBM, let's create.
Well, Shelby, we've been talking a lot about the offense from Lednicki and Muth, but Casapala is a fortress up at the net. How about the 14 blocks she had this year against Utah State?
It's hard to believe Casapala's a sophomore. The fact that she's an underclassman, already so lethal at the front defensively. Can't wait to see her as a junior and senior.
Yeah, that was a freshman serving her third ace of the night. As Margot Manning leads the team in that category. Third ace tonight, 17 now for the season. It's that flat serve right over the top of the net. Casapala again with the block.
Great block up at the front. Casapala and Maneke bringing all the enthusiasm. Great reach by Maneke.
7 blocks for Casapala tonight. A&M's won the last 5 points with Manning behind the service line. Arthur, the back set, blocked again. It is a Casapala block party right now.
Casapala again with this reach, and it's all about in the connection that she has with Maneke, making sure their inside shoulders are touching, creating a perfect wall.
Again, she leads the nation in blocks per set among some elite players around the country. And, you know, Shelby, one thing across all sports, players that are elite, as I just said, they almost make it look easy. And it just seems like she knows exactly where the ball is going every time, is always in the right spot. Just a fantastic blocker.
The fact that Casapala is the only person in the nation in blocks per set above Texas middle blocker Asia O'Neal tells you how talented Ifena Casapala is when it comes to her frontline defense.
Asia O'Neal, Texas. A lot of people feel like she's in the conversation for National Player of the Year. These fans got to be in the conversation for best fans. It does not matter what time, what the weather is, which is probably about 120 right now, or what's going on. They are showing up to support these Aggies. Creative signs tonight, by the way. Have to give them that.
The sunglasses really flexing on him.
So Jamie Morrison and the Aggies up 18-12. They are trying to sweep Mississippi State. Mississippi State has been right on the cusp, but they have not found an answer to win a set yet here in this match. Julie Darty-Dennis, so fun to watch her during that huddles, coaching so hard and so positive with her team, trying to encourage them and get them on the same page to at least force a fourth. Texas A&M in their record this year, 8-2. 6 of those 8 wins have been sweeps. That was a good comeback from the timeout. Rebecca Walk sides out right away.
Perfect pass, able to let Rebecca Walk run behind her setter and cross her body, bringing it back into that right front spot.
Walk with 7 kills, 3 players with 7 kills for Mississippi State. Underwood with the serve receive, pushed up to the net. Maneke dug up by Myrick. Agee blocked. Agee gonna try again, blocked again! Casapala, flanked by Lapuyo.
Casapala, an actual hunter right now, tracking her opponent across the net from the left to the right, reaching over the net. Her block is perfect right now.
Remember, that record was 14 blocks. She's got time to get it again, if not surpass it. 9 tonight. Right side attack, there's another block. Agee. She's everywhere. They cannot find a way around Casapala.
A&M everywhere, but I like the effort from Maura Merrick on the ground, giving up her body, trying to keep that ball in play for her team.
A&M 20-13, trying to cruise to a 3-set win. See if the Dogs can fight back here. Oh, that had to feel good. Walk hammering the overpass.
Walk, such a clutch player, leading her team in hitting percentage with .417. That's why it's so important to give your setter a great option pass to run Walk in that offense.
Walk, excellent student as well, finance major. So many of these players, high achievers off the court in the classroom as well. Agee back to serve. Off the net, ace. It's her second ace tonight off the net.
You never can get mad at a net ace. Players love when the net helps you out a little bit, makes it so hard for that serve receive to get a touch.
Service error, point A&M. AG with the ace in the error. A&M reaches that threshold of 20 points first. We're going to 25, win by 2. Paula back to serve. 10 total blocks tonight. Good serve, overpass, cleaned up nicely. Muth and Perkins were both there to see the replay to find out who actually got that.
Got to keep the ball on your side if you're Mississippi State. And Bulldogs have a tall task playing their conference opener here in College Station. These fans are ruthless. They might look nice, but they will get in your head.
Well, Afena Kasapala has given them so much to cheer for with 10 total blocks tonight. She leads the nation in blocks per set. Here's just some of them, Shelby.
Afena Kasapala, like you said, welcome to her block party. She's so good at one vision. She sees what's going on in front of her across the net, but then her footwork is always on point. She's not going under, she's not crossing with her pins. And then lastly, her arms. She's a full package, got it all together.
And while we're on the defensive theme, let's not forget Ava Underwood, who is the libero. She's got a season-high 10 digs tonight. So the offense of Texas A&M gets a lot of the headlines, but they are very solid defensively as well.
I like when Underwood gives a little, like, pinch dig. I don't know if it's a dig or whatever it is. She's only 5'5", so when the ball's behind her, she just jumps and just pinches it back in play. Underwood, you don't see that often.
Underwood, just a sophomore out of the Houston area. Fulshire, Texas is the name of the town she's from. Kasapala will be serving. A&M 3 points from victory in this SEC opener for both teams. Myrick with the serve receive. Schmidt on the attack, and she sides out right away for Mississippi State. Now, Schmidt has been the main offensive factor for Mississippi State here in this third set. Myrick to serve. Muth took the serve. Now will swing and puts it down. Caroline Muth with her 11th kill to match Lednicki.
Caroline Muth not going for the tip or roll, but taking a little bit off, making sure she's able to go for that line shot. Great decision.
A&M hoping to get to match point. Buzletepe back to serve. Good serve right over the top of the net. Shackelford attacks. That's dug up in the back row by by Pearson, who's into the match for the first time. Elena Pearson, number 24 in white, playing defense. And while I tell you that, point scored by Mississippi State's Sanaa Williams. There's a look at Pearson, a freshman from Overland Park, Kansas, biology major. Takes the serve receive there. Muth gives Texas A&M match point. Fans on their feet.
Muth can do it all, from the left to the right side. She can find the line shot. She can cut it. Very smart player.
Myrick calls everybody off. Schmidt attacks, match point saved, but a multitude of match points remain for Texas A&M. It'll be Mary Neal going back to serve for the Bulldogs. Jamie Morrison hoping to go undefeated in SEC play. Buzletepe, and that'll do it. Biana Maneke with the finisher, and Texas A&M wins their SEC opener.
No better ending to Jamie Morrison's first collegiate head coaching role with the sweep against an extremely talented team in Mississippi State. A battle at the net tonight. Texas A&M, though, just coming in too hard from that aggressive style Coach Morrison's brought this year.
Texas A&M finished with 40 total kills, hitting .321 in this 3-set match. And the Aggies moved to 9-2 overall, 1-0 in the SEC. For Shelby Coppage and our entire hardworking team behind the scenes, I'm Sam Gore saying so long from Aggieland.
गिरानी हमारी अखिया से गिरानी हमारी अखिया से आंसुआ गिरे छे दिलवा रोए के जान गिरानी हमारी अखिया से आंसुआ गिरे छे दिलवा रोए के जान
गंगाजल रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो महादेवगंज साहेबगंज।
तोरा बिना हम जीना ही पाइबो तू जहाँ चल गेली और हम आइबो तोरा बिना हम जीना ही पाइबो तू जहाँ चल गेली और हम आइबो गिरान तोरा याद में आंसुआ बहे छे दिलवा रोए जान गिरान तोरा याद में आंसुआ बहे छे दिलवा रोए जान
गंगाजल रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो महादेवगंज साहेबगंज।
के करा सहारे रहबै के करा से दू बोलिया बोलबै अशोक अकेला के कहलू कि साथ न छोड़बै के करा सहारे रहबै के करा से दू बोलिया बोलबै अशोक अकेला के कहलू कि साथ न छोड़ब के रानी स्वामी लागे आंसुआ गिरैले देहिया काप के लगे जा के रानी हमर अखिया से